Range is going hot. Okay, go ahead and load and make ready. 4 rounds only. Okay, string 1 at the signal. Engage T1 through T3 with 2 rounds each. Are you ready? Stand by. Okay, load for your next string. Okay, string 2 at the signal. Engage T1 through T3 with 2 rounds each. T1 must be weak hand only. T2 strong hand only. T3 freestyle. Are you ready? Stand by. Unload and show clear. Okay, slide forward, pull the trigger, holster. Range is clear. Okay, we're going hot. Make ready.
Brass, please.
You said this is good, right?
That is correct. It's not stipulated specifically that you can't.
I'm gonna
do that. I'm gonna do that. Are you ready? Stand by. Slide forward, pull the trigger, holster. Range is clear. 21. Okay, and facing down range, load and make ready. Are you ready? Stand by. Okay, you finish. Unload, show clear.
1768.
Okay, slide forward, pull the trigger, holster.
They make it. So is that the takedown? Yeah. Oh, it's the pistol grip. Wood.
Are you ready? Stand by. Okay, you're finished. Unload and show clear. Alrighty. Load and make ready. I'm testing the timer. Just a moment.
Okay.
Okay. Are you ready?
Whoa.
Stand by. Okay, finish. Unload, show clear. Okay, slide forward, pull the trigger, holster. Range is clear. Time? Yep. 12. 11. Press rendezvous. 0.
Thanks.
Both. Yeah, call them back as I call them. Okay, so 0, 0. Gotcha. Yep. 0. Yep. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 0. 7 targets. Perfect.
Hey folks, just wanted to clean my P226 from the match yesterday, and I want to talk about a couple things. I didn't want to make a cleaning video here, obviously. Hopefully you know how to clean your guns, and you clean them enough, but what I want to talk about was double single action. I noticed when I was looking at some of the IDPA stuff that, and I haven't shot a IDPA match in a while, but I was noticing some comments about how using a double single puts you at a slight disadvantage. And I don't understand that perspective myself. I mean, obviously you get the one trigger pull that is longer, and then you get the second trigger pull, which is much shorter. And on a SIG with SRT, short reset trigger, it is, if you ride that reset, you can see there's nothing to it. Now this one has a slightly longer bit of travel here. Doesn't really bother me because there's no weight to it, but that's the pull. And if you want to ride the reset, that's the reset, and you're ready to go. So what I thought I'd do is just get some trigger weights and see if we can kind of look at the the big scary double action trigger and see why people might think it's a disadvantage. So let's get the lineman out, and let's do my best to come up with a a nice double action trigger pull. So let's see here if we can do this. Trying to think of the best way to do this on camera. We'll try it this way, see how that comes out. And I gotta say ready. Okay, here we go. So 6.17. Let's do that again. And about the middle of the trigger shoe. That comes out to 8.94. So let's try that again. That can't be right. 7.84. 5.12. 4.57. Let me get it right on the middle here. There we go. 6.10. Average of about 6.3 pounds. We can obviously debate whether I'm doing this right. Let me try a different route here. .158. 7.82. 8.70. 7.23. That's an average about 7.88. And then if I go to a single action trigger, let me make it ready first. .109 again. 1.63. 1.82. 1.78. 1.45. Let's do one more. 1.52. So right around 1.72 pounds. So that's how I run my SIG. And this SIG is a TacOps with E2 grips instead of the magwell grips, which are not legal in IDPA stock service pistol. It has a regular trigger. I think I want to say this is the PSAIT Legion trigger. Maybe not, this might be stock, I can't remember. I think it's the PSAIT trigger, but there's no external modifications, so it's perfectly legal. It was hitting the back here at first when I first put it in the back of the trigger housing here. It was hitting. There is an adjustment, it's down here inside, that you adjust it so that you get the pull you want. And so there's that modification, which is an internal modification. It's perfectly legal. And then the other modification is, instead of running the 22-pound hammer spring, this one's running either a 17 or an 18 pounder. Just so you know, what I do is I usually take a stock 226, put the 17 pounder in, go run 300 rounds through it. If I get 0 light primer strikes on factory ammo, I'm good. If I get, generally speaking, the worst I've seen is 1 or 2 light primer strikes out of 300-400 rounds, then I go to the 18 pounder. 18 pounder adds roughly another pound, maybe a half pound to the weight. If you're running a stock 22 pounder, you're looking at 12-pound double. Maybe if you've been shooting the gun for a few years, it's down to 10 or 11 pounds, but that's still a significant amount of weight for a trigger. And then the single action, as you saw, is significantly lighter. So, you know, on this pistol, I would just tell you that, as I said before, the double pull, it's long, but you can make that pull with 2 hands on the grip without moving the pistol hardly at all. And then from a single, I would challenge you to find something that's that light in a striker fired gun that was not extremely dangerous. So, you know, the big disadvantage to this in IDPA matches, if you forget to decock it, which you won't, because the range officer is going to give you the commands, so you're obviously going to do everything you're supposed to. But just so you know, if he says pull the trigger and you do, and then for whatever reason you go into your holster like that, which as you can tell would be pretty much impossible unless you do it on purpose, you're going to be just fine. So that first trigger pull is the longest pull. You saw in my video here that it's about 7 pounds, 8 pounds on a tuned trigger, and then this one is almost nothing, pound, just under 2 pounds, and the reset is ridiculously short. So I would submit to you this: you are not at a disadvantage if you take your 226 or your Shadow or your any double single, even a 92 FS, and you work on the trigger a little bit, make a small modification, you're going to have a great setup. So striker fired guns are great. I have several, love them, but I don't think you're at a disadvantage shooting a 226 or any other in an IDPA match. Matter of fact, I shoot my Shadow 2. I have a couple of Shadow 2s that I shoot in USPSA, and they're double single, and that's one of the most popular pistols in USPSA limited, minor, or USPSA production. Much heavier than this pistol. This is aluminum frame and steel slide, and you know, IDPA legal for stock service pistol. So anyway, just wanted to talk through that, just explain my logic behind it. You know, put down your comments, let me know what you think, and I hope you enjoyed watching the match and the quick discussion about double single triggers.